Another late night in the garage. Man, I love boat building. Here's a look at what I'm doing here. I'm cutting, filing, rasping limber holes. This one's all finished sanded and things like that. Nice and round. This one I'm still in the middle of the cleanup file work, and I'll come back and hit it with a little sandpaper. Over here you can see I've laid out the lines, but I haven't cut these yet. Originally I was going to do this with a router, but I didn't want to go spend, $20, $25 on a bit that I'm probably only going to use one time in my life. So I just decided to give this guy a try. I'll talk about it, sometime in an upcoming video, but it's got a coarse half moon, fine half moon, coarse flat, fine flat. So I start attacking it to get the rough shape with the coarse half moon, and then I finish up with the fine half moon. And then just a little touch up with some sandpaper. It turns out nice and clean. So these limber holes are for drainage. Any water that gets inside the boat can run down this batten, through this hole under the ply, into this area. Then it'll run through this limber to where my bilge pump will be located. So they're just drain holes for any water that gets inside. Alright, well, we got the hull ply. This is our planking. This is 1/4 inch or 6 mil. There are 6 sheets of it here. I think that'll actually be one extra sheet for the hull. Anyhow, this stuff is super pretty. This is what's known as Hydrotech. There's the little stamp there. You can see it is BS 1088. That's the cream of the crop, top of the line marine ply. This is the Hydrotech. Anyhow, 6 sheets. We're ready to start planking this baby. Some beautiful looking ply. Really, really nice stuff. Alright, we've got our first couple of panels glued and screwed on. You can see right here it stops just shy of frame 4. And everything's per the plans as far as spacing, screws, things like that. You can see how, hopefully you can see, it's kind of hard to tell, but how the planking wraps down around the transom. Beautiful, beautiful design. Everything's fitting fantastic. I took my jack plane and I just knocked this down. I cut everything slightly oversized. If you look down here, you can see how our chine is angled like this, and then the ply is straight, flat across here. So I have to finish fairing this ply to match that chine. But it's turning out very, very nice. Back here you can see everything's level where I planed it down. So I'll have to finish that up on this side. The 2 panels that are sitting up here, this one right here will finish this half, the front of the bow, port side. The one on the other side will finish off the starboard side from where the planking ends there. So we're making good progress. Things are just fitting beautifully, looking really, really nice. You can see I still have all my clamps on here. The first day I put the port side on, and then last night I put the starboard side on. And we'll go back to the transom, and you can see the overhang right here. So that'll get faired down flush, and after the bottom is on, then I will use this same Hydrotech and make one final pretty skin for the transom. But anyhow, making good progress. Things are looking good, turning out really nice. Alright, well, got the forward plank on the port side. That was actually a huge fight. It wasn't hard to get it into place.
just cutting and cutting and recutting and fitting and cutting some more and to get it right. Here's where they join, and I've been working this down. There's just a slight difference in the thickness here. I must not got the panel pulled all the way down flush, but I've been working this over, just smoothing it up, and I've got all the bottom down, all the top down. There's just a little section, you can see this darker area. I want to finish sanding that out tonight. And thank goodness on this Hydrotech, it actually has a pretty thick, we can't see again. Sorry about my camera's focus. Anyhow, the face veneers are actually pretty thick, so I've got quite a bit of room to play with that. But anyhow, making good progress. Coming right along. Alright, well, we got the starboard forward plank on. You can see right here, I actually used a steel screw, a piece of mahogany block, and a washer to suck that down all the way tight. Because I had covered up the other side, I didn't really have a real effective method of, before on the other side I used a strap to pull that in tight while I was screwing it down, and because I had plugged up that hole, there really wasn't much to clamp to in that area. So I ended up using this little block and a steel screw to pull that forward plank down into place. And now that it's set up and cured, I'll pull that out. I'll put the silicon bronze screw back in there. This is my overlap. Here's a look at the fit. Just a really nice fit. So I'll get that cut off and fared down, so it'll be dead center of the stem. But it's turning out pretty good. This plank took me 4 hours compared to the other side that took me 5, because I kind of had an idea what to do. Here's a look at this joint. I haven't sanded any of this yet, but it's a very, very nice fit. Just a little bit of fairing on that. Making good progress. I believe I showed this overlap, but maybe not. You can see I've got to fair those off flush, both sides of the transom. I'm now ready to do the bottom planking right here, and I'll reach from the transom past frame 2 and just shy of frame 4. It'll come up into here somewhere. So that's basically, it'll take 2 full sheets to do that. Once that's on, I can put my transom skin on, a skin of 1/4 inch marine Hydrotech, and then I'll be down to the last 2 forward panels, which will come from about this joint here, and cover each section, very tip up here. So we're making great progress. Things are fitting well. So far, all of the fairing has been accurate. Let's see if we'll go in here and try to get a look at where frame 4 meets. You can see I just kind of spread out the epoxy, but anyhow, it's just a really, really great fit all the way down. And we'll come over to this side, and you can see it's just a fantastic fit all the way up and down. And it's like that on the frame 4 over there. It's like that on frame 2 on both sides. So far my fairing has been very, very accurate. Here's a look at the chine plywood line after I've faired it down. There it is. And that's just with my cheap jack plane again. It did a fantastic job. No tear out, nothing at all. Just a fantastic job. So, more to come.